All right, it's reaction time. Wasn't sure if I should make this or not, because of course, again, who am I? Who am I in my opinion? It means nothing, it's moot. But I figured I would just try another talking head video based on a reply to the last one, about Watches and Wonders. So what do I think? I do think that Tudor did pretty good. I think they released what people want. They are producing what people want, hopefully, or would have wanted from Rolex. But I think Rolex is slowly trying to take themselves to that next level, to that next tier. I didn't come up with this on my own. This isn't me having some brainwave, but this is what most people in the communities that I talk to have said, and I agree with them, and that's that Rolex seems to be trying to pivot to precious metals more than what they did before, and that the stuff that people are asking for, they're doing that in Tudor. Whether it be for whatever the reasoning, so be it. I think it's good that they did get rid of the Yachtmaster 2. I think it was about time. The thing had to go. It was an ugly piece of garbage. I do wish that they did bring in a Coke, but you know what? If the Pepsi is going to be doing that, or sorry, if the Tudor, too many things in my brain right now. If Tudor is going to be doing the Pepsi for the next couple of years, that's fine. That's good. It's a really nice watch, really good size. That thing is nice. I do think that eventually Rolex will do that. I think that they will eventually come up with one. I don't know when. Some people are saying no, they'll never do that. They're not going to make one. But I think they will. I think that they will eventually. I think some of the rumors that people are saying that they'll make it in white gold, I think are valid. That's probably what they'll do. I mean, that's what they did with the Pepsi. Why wouldn't they do it with the Tudor? Or sorry, excuse me, with the Coke. So I definitely think that's what they're going to do. I think eventually they'll make a white gold Coke, just maybe in a couple of years. I don't know what their end game is with all of a sudden saying now that the GMT came out in 1955. You can't just change history, Rolex. You can't just change a date. Okay, it came out in 1954, not 1955. Like, who are you with your God complex to try and change history? I'm not sure if you can see this, but I'm a train guy, so we got the train coming in here. Wish I could have got it coming over the bridge. This is really far away. This probably isn't going to turn out at all. But anyway, back to the part at hand. As I was saying before I so rudely interrupted myself, you can't just change a date. You can't just change history. Enough of this God complex crap. Like, people are going to say, oh, they're Rolex, they can do whatever they want. Fine. I guess you can. I guess I can do whatever I want too if I was them. But you know what? You just look stupid. Why are you doing that? We all know it came out in 1954 for Pan Am. Why not all of a sudden you changing it? Oh, you're too lazy? You're too lazy to have stuff come out this year because of whatever stupid self-indulgent reason you wanted it? You wanted to put out other garbage like a massive deep sea in gold. Actually, I understand probably the reasoning for that. Don't really agree with it, but I'm just gonna flip the camera around here because I want you to see this. This is the last streamlined passenger train in the world. Still runs multiple times a week in Canada. It's called the Canadian. Look at that parked car. That is nice. This thing is legendary. Speaking of 1955, this started in 1955. Is that serendipity or what? Maybe Rolex is right. Maybe I'm wrong. This started running for Canadian Pacific in 1955. Damn, that's a nice looking train. Hopefully this year I can ride it. I'd like to take it to Toronto. That'd be nice. So back to what I was saying. It's just a typical God complex. Rolex thinking they're better than everybody else and they can just change the rules of the game. Well, I guess you can, but you still look like idiots. So, but back to the topic at hand of why I started talking about this in the first place. And Watches and Wonders, yeah, okay, so the whole deep sea being a big hunk of gold, it does replace, I guess, the Yachtmaster, and it is way better than the Yachtmaster. I mean, it's larger, but it does kind of have that typical Rolex look to it. So I think that is a good change on that part, even though like most people can't wear it. But you know, whatever. As for some of those other things, like what are you doing? What are you doing when it comes to the Daytona? Like, who approved that mess? That is gross. That thing with all the diamonds on it, like what are you thinking? Like, I'm sure some people will buy it. Those people have zero taste. Like zero taste, none.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
None whatsoever. Yeah, that wasn't for me. Anyway, zero taste. I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, I think Tudor was the winner by far. Again, people aren't gonna like saying that, but they gave the people what they want. But you know what? Why is that so bad? Why is it so bad to give the people what they want? I know people are gonna say, well, Rolex is the leader and you gotta do what they want. Okay, fine. But you know what? It's okay to give the people some of what they want. What's so wrong with that? Okay, next up, what do I think about the GMT that they did release, that it wasn't a Coke? I like it. I still would have preferred if they brought back the black, or the espresso, or whatever you want to call it. But I do think it makes sense considering they had the Guinness, or I don't know what other people, I forget what other people are calling it, but a lot of us are calling it the Guinness. That's a cool name. We like it. That's what it should be. But you know, I like it. Some people don't like the gray and the white. They say it looks like a stop sign or something. But I think it does go well. Even without the gold in the numbers there, I think it's pretty nice. I would buy it on a Jubilee. That's just myself. And then I would probably try and replicate the black by buying an all black bezel. Whether it be frowned upon by others or purists, that's their problem. I like it. I would consider just swapping the bezel out. Or maybe I would just get used to it, but I like it, and I like it on the Jubilee. So that's what I would do. I would buy that in a second. As for going back to Tudor, never talked about the sub on Jubilee. I think that's another win. So they won with the Coke, and they won with the sub on Jubilee. The only thing I would have done with the Black Bay there, I wish they would have made it a little bit smaller, or at least given that option on the 58 size. I think they will eventually. Don't know when, maybe it'll be next year. But I think that would have been nice, but not the end of the world. So yeah, I think that's a win. Cartier had some really cool pieces, especially that one that they released was really interesting. All right, where was I? Got interrupted. Had to pick up dinner. Yes. The Tudor Gold. I feel like Waco right now. Anyway, the Tudor Gold watch. Like, know your role, buddy. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're making a gold watch for $30,000? Tudor? What? Sorry about that. Had to let a bunch of Delta Bravos walk past. Anyway, yeah, 30 grand? $30,000 for a Tudor? Like, I know someone's gonna buy it. Some rich guy at Harrods right now talking in his essay, be like, hey bro, you know what'd be nice? You ever really flex on the boys up at the pub? That Tudor. Put me on the list, will ya, mate? You just know that somebody's doing that. But like, that can't be on the list for a long time. Like, what are you doing? Like, if Rolex is going to be going into the precious metal territory, why would Tudor do that? Like, to me that doesn't make any sense. I mean, like, I guess it's cool. I'm sure a couple people will buy it. But okay. Sure. Back to Rolex, man. I'm jumping all over the place here. I'm still getting used to these walk and talks, you know, like trying to remember everything I want to talk about in my head, like a mental outline without any notes. But like, back to Rolex, some of the day dates, some of them are cool. I'm surprised by how many people are all of a sudden, and I kind of knew this would happen, so many people are all of a sudden so gung-ho for 36s. Like a year ago, people were like, 36? Never. That's no good. That's too small. Like, nobody wears a 36. And now all those people just are just hyped central for 36 millimeter day dates. I do like the one that is a mother of pearl dial. I think that's pretty nice. I think that's a very nice one. Some of the other ones, yeah, I guess the ombre dial one, that one's cool too. And I'm not just talking about like only 36s in general. I'm talking about like all the day dates that were released. So some of those are really nice. Some of them, I guess the last thing I'll say is about those day dates that are all blinged out, the diamonds. It's another thing I don't really agree with, like putting all those diamonds on there. Like, I don't think it looks good. Again, I'm sure on a woman, if a woman's buying those day dates, yeah, okay, fine. It'll look good. No guys are gonna buy those. They're not gonna look good on a guy's wrist. Like, come up with something better. You can do better. It goes back to those like Daytonas. It's like, what? Like these are ugly. Like those ones with all the diamonds and the bling on it. Like, who the hell designed this? Like, honestly, who? They look like ish. It looks terrible. It is like, okay, fine. Yeah, I'm being the guy who's telling Rolex how to do their job. You can't honestly tell me that those numbers of sales are going to be all that much. Now, as for the gold Le Mans, that looks okay. That looks cool. That's a mega flex piece for certain individuals, shall we say. That's, I mean, it's cool, but I still prefer the white one better. Anyway, that probably wraps it up. Almost back to the automobile at this point. So yeah, Cole's notes, basically, to wrap it up. Rolex could have done way better, but I'm not surprised because they always march to the beat of their own drum and they don't give a flying flip about other people. They just produce garbage 90% of the time. Tudor, home run, out of the park. You done good, as grandma used to say. Those things will be flying off the shelf. So, if you got some spare money, send it to your boy. He'd like to buy a new watch. If I had to pick one of those, I'd probably go with the Rolex GMT. Although I really do like the Coke. But I don't know, I've kind of said to myself that I kind of still want to get a Speedmaster first. Like, I've been wanting the Speedmaster for so long and putting it off for so many reasons. I don't know what to do. I'd like to treat myself to a nice watch this year, hopefully, but I really don't think it's going to happen just because of life. I think I'd rather go on some trips instead. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. This is KD signing off. I forgot to talk about one more brand. 2 more watches. Patek Philippe. Yes, Patek, not Patek. Don't you dare even think about saying Patek. That's a whole nother rant for another day, but what do I think about Patek? Pretty good releases. I like it. The Aquanaut, awesome, very nice. Like the blue strap, the new rubber band, very good, very nice. As for the Nautilus, it's cool. Not really sure about the strap. A friend of mine kind of said it looked like it was a Levi's collab. Shout out to Evan G. That was pretty good. I like that. As for the watch itself, like, I don't really know what to say about the 5711 and some of those Patek Sport models. Like, it is what it is. I'm kind of surprised that they did the strap that they did, based on, you know, how classy Patek is. To me, that strap kind of doesn't really fit the part, but no, whatever. I guess it's something different. But that Aquanaut is very nice, very nice. That's gonna be a hot piece. I know one thing I was thinking about after, and I didn't say in the video where I was talking about predictions or fantasies. One of the model Pateks, they should have done something like in a nice cherry color. Kind of like there's a specific date that's like that. That would have been a really good color to do. That would be really nice. I'll put it in here. Also, who do you think's gonna win the Masters this weekend? Too bad it's Saturday. Right now, Rory and Tiger aren't in contention, but it would have been nice. Would have been nice if they were. There's always next year. At least, who knows, for Tiger. Might not be able to say that for too much longer. It's probably over, but they're still hoping.
The return to glory.